Season, but joining us right now from the state of Texas and FC Dallas Technical Director Fernando Clavijo. Fernando, welcome to Red Card, my friend.
Great to be with you guys. What's going on?
Thank you so much. Well, it's pretty cold up here. I'm sure the weather's great down there in the state of Texas as always, and we're getting hot and ready for the season to kick off. But Fernando, I wanted to talk to you tonight about your academy system and so many great players that are coming out of there and moving up to the first team. It has been unbelievable. I believe you guys set a record of 13 homegrown players that have been signed to the first team. That's fantastic. Let's talk about the ingredients. Let's talk about the characteristics you look for in a player when you try to bring them on board with FC Dallas, Fernando. What are they?
Well, first of all, it's a vision that we have in FC Dallas and how we want things to get accomplished. Saying that we're going to sign academy players and put them in the first team is one thing. Saying that we're going to sign quality academy players and play them in the first team is something different, and sometimes it's not easy. And every year become more complicated. We have the luxury that we have an ownership who believes in those goals. We have a head coach who was a part of the academy before he became a coach in Colorado, then now in Dallas, that also feels that way. And we meet with an older guy like me, and I have been going through all the ranks in U.S. soccer, and see that for me, is, in my personal opinion, is a way to go. It's easy to pass around and be able to combine that in having players playing for the first team. Not only we have 13, we have a league record last season against the Columbus Crew, in which we start 5 academy players in the first game, in the first team against Columbus Crew, and we won 3-0. So it is something that we take very close to heart. We're very proud of what we're doing, but it requires a lot of things. It requires a lot of people to be on the same page. It requires to have quality coaches coaching at academy level, that they know exactly what we're looking for to pass into the first team. There's a lot of pieces that need to be together. They need to be on the same page for that to happen. And of course, be able to have the talent to work with at the beginning. But I'm excited. I'm excited for the future of soccer in the U.S., and I'm excited for the future of soccer in FC Dallas.
So, Fernando, let's talk about that. When you bring on board new coaches, when you sit down and talk with possible coaches that will come on board with your club, what are the qualities are you looking for from these coaches? Are you looking for the certain mentality that they're going to bring that your squad is looking for? Are you making sure that they're buying into the FC Dallas system that you want? Are you trying to impress upon them that you want a certain identity coached at whatever level they're going to be brought upon?
No, absolutely. When we're talking about the job, we're talking about identifying the right individual to coach and follow guidelines that we try to have for FC Dallas. But I think the most important part, and it's a way of life, and we all been involved in the game, we know that many people use it as a trampoline to get into the first team. I want coaches to come to work for my academy, that they are teachers, they are professors, that they know how to work with the kids. We all learn at different speed, at different time, and we have to be able to have the coach not only the knowledge to work in soccer, but also to take advantage of our learning abilities of the kids. What kind of information I can pass it along, how to disseminate the information for the kids to learn. We have quality in that. I'm very proud to have Luchi Gonzalez, which I brought from Florida, and Luchi was a dean for a college there in Miami. Dean was Luchi Gonzalez was a U17 national team player, was a U20 national team player. He was a Herman Trophy winner. He speaks 3 languages. He played professional abroad and played professional in the U.S. So it's very specific what we're looking for. And then again, we're looking for good humans, good human beings to work with our kids. parents are trusting us with a very important part of their learning process in soccer, and we have an obligation to provide them with that. So, I think that, and one of the things that I tell my coaches is this: I don't want to sacrifice the development of the player for results. I want to make sure that we work to gain them the knowledge that they need to be in the first team.
And
they really have enough opportunity to be under the stress when they become pro. At the beginning, they need to learn the steps to make sure that when they get to pro, they know how to deal with it.
Fernando, this is still the disease in North America, in my opinion. Coming from Italy, I'm a parent of two boys here in Canada, in Toronto. Unfortunately, winning means everything still at the young ages. Trophies, medals, winning tournaments. This is the disease I still believe that is the problem in North America. In Italy, you don't play games till you get later on in the years, not right away at age 5 and 6. And here in North America, parents want games right away before the kids know how to chest, head a ball properly, or dribble it. How do we get rid of this disease in North America about winning at all costs and collecting so many trophies and medals, and then they get dust in the basement, Fernando?
I think we need to do it like it's just one step at a time. Hopefully one academy is contagious and everybody else look at what we're doing and they feel comfortable and they feel that we are doing something or we have something special. I'm from Uruguay. 5, 6, 7, I don't remember how many games I won. I didn't care. But I can tell you right now, when I become pro, I know exactly what I needed to do to win and how important it is to win games. But this is a different part. We're talking about how we develop our kids. And until we learn that we cannot sacrifice winning for development, we're going to be behind the ball. Definitely we're going to be behind the ball because we're not prepared and we're missing the right skills at the right age for those kids to learn. And that's why Luchi Gonzalez has been an incredible piece of the puzzle when I came to Dallas to make sure that we do that.
Fernando, communication today in 2016 is so important, I believe, for any coach that is involved with youth. I believe that it should be an important part of hiring any coach for a pro club, for a big youth club. The communication aspect is vital, that you communicate everything to that player, whether he's playing, why he's not playing, why he wants to play his position and it's not his position, on and on. I think this is so vital, so important. Talk about communication today, not like way back in the day, Fernando. You and I both know from Uruguay, from Italy, the coaches would yell and scream to get something across. Today, it needs to be different.
Oh, absolutely, without a doubt. And that's when we're talking about way of teaching. It's crucial. We need to be able to provide information to the players. You need to provide the information to the players every training. And if you want to go more in detail, every 2 weeks, you just sit down with the team individually and as a team, go over the thing that you expected, why you expected, the reason why you planned it this way, and what you're going to get out of every training section and every game. The kids, unfortunately, today, they're forced, hey, this team is too good to play against us. Let's all drop behind the ball and defend. What are you going to learn from that? To defend? No. You're going to learn from that how to get away from that game, and not necessarily what they need. And I think communication is key with the players every day in training, and once a week as a group, and individually too. To be honest with you, I think it's crucial for those kids. One of the biggest concerns that I have is that the parents get involved a lot. At the early age, I think you definitely have to play everybody. You have to give them an opportunity to everybody because you really don't know who can play or who cannot play. That can change later on in age. But when it comes to certain points, they are better players than others. And we need to make sure that we give the opportunity and don't try to create robots. Allow the kid to showcase his skills. Allow the kid to showcase the opportunity that they can have a bit different than the rest of the team. But then again, at the same time, you have to provide them with a structure that can only play. Yes, you're going to show your individual skills inside this structure, which you're going to help your team to win. And until you communicate that with the players, they don't know why you don't tell them, hey, don't dribble no more. No, you need to be able to provide information to teach this kid what you need to do.
Fernando, how important is it as a coach's responsibility to make that first player, that star player on the team feel just as important as that player on the bench that maybe doesn't get to play as much, feel just as important as that first all-star player? How important is it that a coach makes everyone on that team feel like a family, everyone on that team feeling that they're going to battle for one another in whatever the situation might be?
It is key to keeping the group together. You know, when you're talking about a team, and then we're always talking about teamwork. It's not your first 11. It's not the only one or two players that they can make a difference in the game. You need to pay more attention to not the first 11. You need to pay attention to the other 11 that are sitting on the bench, because they are the ones frustrated. They are the ones who really don't know how long it's going to take to get into the field. So you need to pay a lot of attention to those players, because at the end of the day, if you're going to win the championship, if you're going to develop the kid properly, you're going to use those 11 that are not playing a lot to be able to your group to give them the result that you're looking for.
Fernando, just before
to pay attention to those kids.
Fernando, just before we let you go, we really appreciate your time. I mean, your club has developed some unbelievable players. I mean, Kellen Acosta, Victor Uoya, who joined us on our show last year, Jesse Gonzalez, just to name a few. You've got a lot that have gone on to success, but I believe these three are on a path to stardom. I believe Jesse Gonzalez is going to be a keeper that many people are not only going to be talking about in MLS, but I believe in Europe, or possibly even in the Mexican League. I believe these guys have a bright future. Talk about these guys.
Well, and outstanding. I'm going to start with Victor Ulloa, because he comes from an older generation of the homegrown that we have in FC Dallas. An incredible human being, a great player, and he's done extremely well, to a point at the beginning it didn't work out for him, and then he stick to it, and the last 2 years he's been started pretty much every game. So it's a lot of things going in Victor's direction. The other two kids, Kellen Acosta was my first player that I signed when I took over, and Jesse probably was the second or the third. The sky is the limit for them. They are not only playing for FC Dallas in a great way. They're good quality human beings. They're good quality individuals. They play to win. They know what it takes to win. And not necessarily because we teach them an academy to win. We teach them to play according to the structure of the team. Kellen, right now, with the first team of the national team, which I'm extremely proud of him. Jesse Gonzalez, who was called to the national team, U.S. national team, is called to the Olympic Mexican national team right now. I mean, this is three kids that we just out of the academies. Like I said before, the sky is the limit, and we cannot be prouder when we are with those kids and the job that the coaches and the academy level are doing.
Lastly, Fernando, as we let you go, I think MLS has grown in leaps and bounds. I think they've done so many wonderful things in the last couple of years. So many cities now trying to get a franchise in MLS. Jovinko here in Toronto, Kaká in Orlando, on and on. So many beautiful players have entered. But I think way back to the North American Soccer League, where I had an opportunity to spend some time and work a little bit with the Toronto Blizzard. And there was Chicago Sting, New York Cosmos, Canalia, Pele, Beckenbauer. And I still yearn for those days, Fernando, because back then, yes, you had players that were long in their years, but they brought so much to North America, whether it was flash, whether it was unbelievable scoring. It was just a wonderful time back then. Talk a little bit about that time, the North American Soccer League.
Well, I was a part of San Jose Earthquakes with George Best and played at that caliber. I was a little boy at the time, probably. I was 22, 23. So you say it right. It was incredible quality. I think the probably in quality of players, we had the best players in the world at the time. So it was incredible to see. We didn't have the quality of ownership that we have today. And I think that's the biggest difference when you look at it. The ownership today, they have a game plan. They have a very clear picture and a structure how to get to be the best, probably, sports in America. And we are getting there. There's no question about it. But when you look back and you look at those talents, the Chinaglias, and I used to go and play Toronto, Vancouver, my gosh, Montreal. There were games. There were games and a half. Unfortunately, at the time, the ownership was not as strong as it is today. And I think that's a big difference. But in players, yeah, you know, the good thing about it for me, as a technical director for FC Dallas, is the opportunity to work with the younger players and create our younger players and sell our younger players. And that was always a dream of mine. And right now, when you're talking about Chelsea, when you're talking about Kellen, we have a great opportunity to do that. And that is not too far away. And I think that the benefits of the MLS, which have grown incredible in the last 10 years, is going to make us all proud. All guys like us from the NASL to younger guys today in MLS. So it's good for the game. It's good for the sport. This is a beautiful game, and I'm really blessed to be able to be a part for so long in this beautiful game that we have.
Well, we're so lucky to have you on, and we really appreciate you making time out of your busy schedule, Fernando. Good luck this season with FC Dallas. Let's hope you guys can get to the final and win it all with a lot of that great young talent. A lot of people are expecting you guys to go a long way because of the wonderful talent and the wonderful team you had last year. So again, Fernando, thank you so much for making time. Keep developing those young players and stars for FC Dallas, my friend.
Thank you very much. It's always a pleasure. Hopefully I see you when we get down to Toronto.
Absolutely. That is outstanding. Fernando, thanks again and have a great weekend, my friend.
You too. It's always a pleasure. Thank you, guys.
Fernando Clavijo, he is the technical director of FC Dallas. We'll